All right, so today we're going to talk about how to set up your character so it's actually usable in the game. I mean, a lot of people, or actually people that are new to the game, are probably confused about everything when they first start. They're like wondering what the hell is happening here, right? So the stuff, the thing on the, I might, I'm going to use my mouse for this. So this is your skill points, right? And you can basically redo your entire skill point if you wanted to, if you mess up. So that's good. And you go here to redo it, right? They call it Sparks. That's the name of the thing. So, anyways, I'm going to talk about how to distribute it or how I distribute it, and then I'll explain to you why I distribute it this way. I have some friends that I do play with, and it's very funny how they distribute it. And it drives me nuts because they don't know what the hell they're doing, and they're thinking, oh, this is how it's done. Okay, so let me explain to you what a varied combo is. A varied combo is when you press light attack, and then heavy attack, right? Basically, that is a varied combo, a combination of heavy and with light attacks. And there's two attacks, light and heavy, right? Light is like basically regular attack, and then heavy attack is the one that does more damage and charge, right? So only heavy attack can be charged. So let me talk about the skill points. So this is what I have. It's very important to have some stamina, right? And this one reduces this cost of sprinting, right? In the beginning, it might be important, but to me, it stopped being important near the end. But I do feel like this is important. Now, my friend doesn't have this. He says, I'm not going to put it in here. Each talent level considerably increases stamina recovery rate when health is above half. So you get more of the recovery of your stamina. And stamina, right, is basically the last bar at the bottom, the yellow bar, and basically that one allows you to do combos, right? And then finishers. Now, if your bar is like red always, that means you're not gonna have a combo finish, okay? And you're not doing anything. Now, for this one, I didn't go to the end because perfect dodge leaves an illusion in your wake, which explodes instantly, dealing damage to nearby enemies. That is not useful at all. I mean, my friend has been telling me to put it in here. I'm like, no, why would I want to leave an illusion which is going to do one damage to the enemy? It makes zero sense, right? So, anyways, I stopped here because this is important. Grants considerable amount of damage reduction for a short period of time after a perfect dodge. And a perfect dodge is basically the last minute when they're about to hit you and you get out of the way, and then you get a slow motion kind of thing, and it's a perfect dodge. Now, you see how this thing works is that you start off with regular things, right? And then you have to uh keep on adding points so you unlock the next one. Okay, these survival is basic, right? You have increased maximum health, you have increased stamina, you have increased critical hit chance, you have this one slightly reduces the duration of the four bane effects. The four bane effects is fire, right? When it's burning you, when it's lightning, when it's shocking you, ice when it freezes you, right? And poison when it poisons you. That's what the four bane is, if you're wondering. Now, this one increases defense. My friend didn't put it in here. I'm like, you got to increase your defense. And then he's just busy leveling up. I'm like, oh, you're wasting my time. Because I beat the boss at least 10 level under him. He has to be at least 10 level and over above to beat it. I'm like, oh, man. So, anyways, this one increases mana. This one increases critical hit damage. Now, let me explain this to you in plain English. Anybody that, that you could explain to others too. Critical hit damage when you in the thing is with critical hit damage, right? I have my friend was putting it in here and he didn't put it in here. You see, the thing is critical hit, right? You have to be able to hit the enemy with a critical to actually have that increase in damage. If your character never hits any critical, you're not going to have any increase in critical hit damage because you have to hit them critical to actually have that work. So my friend was putting it in here into this critical damage. I'm like, you're not even doing criticals. right? Why would you even put it in here? It doesn't make zero sense. Anyways, of course, you have this uh, slightly increases for Bane resistance. Again, the thing I was talking about. This one increases attack, and this one increases stamina recovery rate. Now, you're probably wondering why I didn't put it into attack. You see, they actually classified this thing. Slightly is very little. It's like one increase. Moderately is like two, right? And then you have like considerably, which is like three, and then you have significantly, which is, I don't know, basically is the highest, right? And since they are is slightly, so I didn't put it in here, right? I only try to put it into the moderately, and then the reason why I put it in the critical hit chance is because it's very hard to actually get critical hit stuff in this particular game, and your weapon usually does it, right? Let me go here. There is, see, look, my critical hit chance right now is at 16%. You see, if if you have a regular weapon, like when I started the game, I guess I didn't do this. So this one, everybody uses this one, right? Man, I need to put on the my stuff. I need to remove. So let's put on some basic armor, right? That you'd have, and okay, never mind. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that your critical hit chance will not be that high. Okay. Your critical hit chance is probably zero, right? That's it, right? It's zero. Okay, you could check out your screen. It's zero, and that's why I want to increase it slightly, right? Because that becomes important at the end of the game. So, anyways, now I'm gonna go to the staff stance. This is what really pisses me off with people, right? The thing is, they start using this pillar stance, this thrust stance, right? And I'm sitting there. They you don't even use those attack, and the attack takes so long to charge up and everything. The only attack you should be using is very simple, right? It's heavy attack and light attack. There's only two attacks, okay, that you should be using. If you want to waste your money in these pillar things, you can do it, but you're gonna die, and I have no doubt about it. Okay, so this performing heavy attack during a light combo, blah 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 blah. These are just extras, right? This is just extra. This entire row is just extra because I had stuff, right? But this is probably important because it increases the damage reduction when your heavy attack is charged, and I use heavy attack a lot. And let me just, this is the most important thing. These things here, this one is important, right? Increases health recovery upon consuming focus point. And then this one reduces the stamina cost of charge heavy attacks. This one is not important. Unless you're always doing a combination attack, then it's not important. But you do need one to activate the next one. This one increases the charging speed of your stance. And then this one, of course, heavy attack that costs focal point deals additional damage, right? So it's going to do much more damage. So, you know, I would just focus on this row, and then once you get here, right, the fourth thing is most important. Uh, Now I used to have, I could remove some stuff, but basically for the most part of my game, right, 99% of my game, this is what I did. This is what I did basically because okay, each talent level moderately increases damage dealt to immobilized enemies. So if your enemy is immobilized, it will do more damage. So that's good, right? Now this one, hitting an immobilized enemy with light attack, right, extends the duration of the immobilization. So this is very important. Now of course this one too, right? It extends the duration and massively increase damage to enemy takes. I used to have it down here, but I don't have much spark, right? But it increases your mana whenever your crashes, and you always need something that recovers the mana, right? I mean, it is very important to recover mana. Mana is just crazy important in this game, so I would highly recommend it. Now somehow I started using Spellbinder. I don't even know how to cast this thing, right? But I don't need it, honestly. And I think I took it from immobilization. So that was stupid. But anyways, so Ring of Fire I don't use. Spellbinder I don't use, but immobilize I think that is important. Immobilize basically means Ding Sunset, right? So anyways, now this is where my friends has been putting the sidestep. Sidestep, right? Or cloud step should only be used when you're about to die and you're trying to get out of the way. Okay? You're not going to use it as an attack. And, if people don't understand what this thing is, the cloud step, right? When you're in cloud mode, right, you get one final attack. It's called Unveiling Strike. So, unless you're going to use this Unveiling Strike to an infinity, right, you're wasting your points whenever you put it in. Right? I have, you know, again, the same person that I've been talking about, they keep putting on in points and thing. It's like your unveiling strike literally hits once. Once. That's it. You just need it to save yourself, right? To heal. So I would put nothing in here. That's my recommendation. Strand. I feel Strand is relatively important. So it goes all the way down here. Now, this is where I don't want to considerably increase the amount of mana it uses because it already uses a lot of mana. So it makes no sense to do that, okay? So as long as you got the HP up, the damage reduction, right? And stuff like that, right? Moderately increases the damage dealt by duplicates. And then of course this one increase maximum health. And then this one extend the duration, right? Each time they hit or you hit. So this is important, but I wouldn't go all the way down here. I mean, it is stupid to go down here. I mean, maybe them being able to use Immobilize, Ring of Fire, and Rock Solid might be important, actually. But will they last that long is the question. So I wouldn't put it down here, but I might change my mind later after reading this because it seems like, it is a fairly decent thing, right? Being able to immobilize, but you don't control them. So how do you know that's what you're gonna cast, right? Immobilize, Rainfire, or whatever. Maybe they don't cast anything. So, anyways, lastly is transformation. Is when you transform things, and I basically have nothing here. The only thing here I put in is probably might. Might is when is the bottom bar, right? Basically, as the bottom bar or your health depletes, your you will untransform, detransform rather. So I put it in here to keep my transformation a bit longer, and everything else I didn't put. Now I put this increases invincibility duration, right? That's because when I'm fighting, I want to increase my ability to avoid damage. Let's talk about the relics, right? The last one is what I put considerably increases the critical hit damage, right? But I don't really know why I put it in here. I mean, first of all, you should put it here. Now, you should only put it here, right, when you have your critical hit rate maxed out, right? But you should put it here. The first one is what you should put. I don't even know why I put it on the last one. It makes zero sense. It's maybe because I did already. So, anyways, the first one is what you should put. Considerably increases focus gained upon successful light attacks. So, that is very important because you're going to use a lot of light attacks. All right. And lastly, this one in the other thing that isn't important. I don't use rock solid, and then I don't use varied combo. So this one is the only thing that is important. Temporary increases attack after perfect dodge. So you gotta be dodging perfectly. Okay. So second one, Ring of Fire, I don't use, and moderately extends dodge and duration. I've been thinking about this, but I don't dodge enough. Well, actually, I dodge, but I don't do perfect dodge enough. This one gains damage bonus for a short period after casting a spell. So that's nice. Now this one, after consuming medicine, I haven't used the medicine at all, so really waste of my time. And equip soak slightly increases the health of recovery drinks. That sounds good, but this one, immobilize affect all enemies, right? So that is nice because I use immobilize. Unless you remove immobilize, and then of course this one massively reduces the stamina cost of all charge heavy attack. Now considerably increase maximum health, and then this one considerably increases for bane resistant. Since this one's massively, I like the word, so that's what I'm using. All right. So, anyways, that's it. I mean, that's what where I put my skill point and what I recommend. Now, for the skill, I would recommend using the yellow dragon. I would also recommend using the tiger, right? Which is not him, not the rat. Where the hell is the tiger? So I recommend using the tiger, this tiger, or the original fire wolf, or this really slow thing. And this really slow thing, what you need to do is not attack. You stand there, you take damage, and then you jump, slam them. That is the most important thing. And of course, I don't even know how to cast this. It doesn't cast. But um I cast it before. It binds me, but somehow it doesn't cast. See? It doesn't cast now, which is ridiculous. But don't recommend that spell. I only put it in because I was testing it out. But it binds your entire thing and it kills your mana. Right? It makes zero sense to use it. I mean, unless you're fighting a boss where you want to destroy your entire mana pool, right? But it's funny because I beat the game removing because I used to focus on having immobilized, and then when I remove immobilized and you couldn't use that skill, it forced me to use the other skill. So the last boss, uh, you won't be able to use immobilize. All right. So, anyways, that's all. I think I covered everything. If you have questions, you can always comment in the comment section below.